Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 here in the pristine, untouched wilderness of the Calmlands. It says not enough money. If it clips to not enough money, it will just stay as not enough money regardless of what you try and do afterwards. So, because it's trying to launch it down here... Yeah, it's not that we don't have enough money. There we go, right. It's because once it reaches not enough money, it then just stays at that and won't reset back down to a lower amount, which is a little bit weird. A little bit hinky, I'm not quite sure why it does that. This one here has got seed, manure, is that herbicide? And water. No, that's fertilizer. That's fertilizer. I think you've got an option. You can choose to have fertilizer or you can have manure in there. And so you can sort of choose which one you want. And you've got a selection of different goods that you can have from them. And I believe the open air garden, I think, is very similar to these greenhouses here with the different options that you get from it. Because you have a look at the different produce that it says that it will put out. Someone said that actually the open air garden would be good because that'll provide us with some potatoes. And we can then, or potatoes or sugar beet, which we can then use for the pigs in order to make up a proper mixed feed. Excuse me. A proper mixed feed for them. So maybe we could have a look at doing that. And then we've got, well, not in there. If we go to the windmill, we do actually have 3 options for making pig food up here. We've got 50 potatoes, 20 sorghum, 20 barley, and 10 soybeans to make 100 pig food. So that's focusing on potato production for that one. The sorghum one is focusing on sorghum and also wheat. And then the corn pig food is corn, barley, oilseed radish, oilseed rape, canola, and sugar beet. Now, that's actually the one that I would want to go for. Now, I have said that in the time-lapse series I'm using is basically this recipe. I've changed that to maize, and I've also reduced the output slightly because I've sort of said basically, well, the potatoes there's a high quantity of water in there, so I would sort of allow for the water to come out, and so I've reduced it down. Also, just to get a bit of balance on that particular game. But I got a bit of pushback from that. It doesn't seem like anybody wants that. I'm thinking that I would go with this one. We could use this recipe up at the mill. Like whenever the mill isn't grinding flour or anything, we could use that recipe right there. So we need wheat, barley, canola, which is already the 3 crops that we're growing. I'm growing corn, right? Wheat, barley, corn and barley. I'm already growing those. I've got those 3 crops now planted, and then we get the open air garden, and that will provide the sugar beet that we need, and then we're making our own pig food. So we've actually got the means to do that, and not only have we got the means to do it, we've got the means to do it very, very soon. Like, it's not something that we're going to have to wait ages in order to be able to get. I don't need to then go and build a brand new pig food mixer, because the other pig food mixer that would be available is in here somewhere. Production, factories. The pig food mixer that I'm using, well, you got this one here, small animal feed, is 52,000 euros, which is not exactly cheap. Where's the one that I'm using? It's here somewhere. EU factories, fertilizer. I think those are probably fertilizer production. The clue is in the name there. Industrial. It's here somewhere. That's all BGA units. No. Ah! Here. There's that pig food production there for 45,000, and there's this pig food production here, which is the one I'm using in the time lapse. That one costs 20,000, and I think there's some others here. Yeah, there's another one there. That's 20,000. So you get the idea. Like, they're expensive. And I mean, the mill that we've got is a little bit expensive, but we've already got the mill. The mill is there, it's right up there, and most of the year it's not doing a great deal. It's just sat there, like a lemon, doing nothing. If we're making pig food, then it's going to be spending less time grinding flour and making oil, so again, it's just going to be sat there. We can use it to make pig food and hopefully get enough pig food for our pigs down there. I might have to make an alteration to the pig pen, just alter the numbers slightly for food capacity for them. If I got to do that, I'll do that behind the scenes. It's nothing that we need to worry about. So you keep going. It's now reached the long runs. So far, that one seems to be doing alright. We don't have any issues there. We've got 530 euros left, which will be enough to finish that job, I'm hoping. I'm going to wander over here, and we're going to check on the chickens a minute. We've got 3,000 litres of food in there. We don't need water for this one. I've got in this tanker 4,600 litres of water. And in here we have got... Right, yeah, we definitely don't have enough capacity in this one for the food and water that we will need for all of the animals that we want to get. There is absolutely no question about that whatsoever. There is nowhere near enough. But what I will do... Several people suggested that maybe I should try digging a bigger hole on the river bit that we got here, and then get the water from this. But this isn't actually water here. There is no water plane on here. I'm not picking up the cartridge. The cartridge is that? Ultimate Tomato. Ultimate Tomato. I must be honest. That game intrigues me. But you can see there's no actual water down here. It's just a mud texture all the way through. So there's no water plane here, which means also that we wouldn't be able to fill the water tanker from this either. We have to go to where the actual ponds and that are marked out on the map. Now, someone did have a good suggestion, and that is that we dig a bigger area here with somewhere in the stream, and then we put in one of the placeable ponds. We got them somewhere. I've got a deep well mod here for 200 euros. I've no idea if I actually have to pay for it. Obviously, I've got to pay the 200 euros for the well itself, but I've no idea if I've got to pay for the water. Some of them you've got to pay for water, and some of them the water you draw up for free, and I've absolutely no clue. Now, there is some pond mods, but I don't think I've got any ponds active on this save, so I'd have to go and find some. And someone suggested that I could dig a pond in this stream here. It would then allow it to fill up with water, and then we could draw it out of there for free, basically. And yeah, I quite like this idea. I have to find somewhere that we'd want to put the pond. I guess it would have to be below the bridge, I think. We'd maybe put the pond sort of here somewhere, maybe on a bit further down. The trouble with too far down is that it goes into land that we don't own. We don't own the land on this side, so then it's sort of we're digging up someone else's land in order to install our own pond. Yeah, it could be argued that the neighbour is quite happy for us to do that. We pay for it, and then they get to draw the water out of the pond as well. That could work. It'd be a nice balance there for sort of between the two. Whether that would actually work or not, I don't know. I mean, in real life, I think that would actually work. You know, you're paying to dig out and build the pond and everything. I think that could be a good balance. The fuel gauge is flashing at us. So we're getting very, very close to running out of fuel here. I'm not sure... I'm wanting to take the risk to see if we can finish the field before we run out of fuel. Not a sensible thing to go and do. Definitely not. Really, really not a sensible thing to go and do. But I still want to do it. Because the only way that we're going to be able to refuel this tractor... I think we do have a fuel can that we can use to go and refill it. We'll run over to the fuel station at the farm, we refill the fuel can, and then we run it back over this way. But I'm not actually 100% sure if we've got a fuel can mod available. I'll tell you what, let's take a quick look, because if we haven't, we're in trouble. I think the fuel can is in here under miscellaneous. If I have one, I don't even know if I've got one. We got a bucket, except that takes solids and not liquid. So I don't think. No, I can't put fuel in that one. I thought we had one, unless that wasn't the last version of the game, was it? Oh dear. I got a feeling it might have been the last version of the game, and that means the only way I'm going to be able to do this is to go and actually buy a fuel tank. See, I got a mobile fuel tank there that goes on a tractor or something. That's 2,500 euros though, and I don't have that money. I'm gonna be in trouble. Okay, I definitely don't have anything here. What about winter equipment, belt, weights, headers? It's not gonna be animals. Well, where else would it be? Oh, it's not gonna be under chainsaws, is it? We've got lightsabers in there. What about pallets? There's all kinds of things in pallets. Under the pallet section, but I don't think... Oh, yeah, there is. Haha. Right. If we need to, we get the diesel canister here. It's 20 litres. Right? 20 litres for 20 euros. If we need to. I'm hoping, though, that we will make it. We have turned around. We're on the very last bit. This field is now planted. We don't have the roller anymore. We're not going to worry about that for the 5% of... no, sorry, 2.5% of additional yield that we end up getting. So we're not going to worry about that. Which means that this field is done, I think. Let's have a look. There's nothing else that I can do, because I did forget to do an additional layer of oilseed radish, which was not very bright. So I got one lot of fertilizer in it. Now, one option that we do have is if we could get a slurry spreader next month, we might be able to spread a little bit of slurry from the pigs on the field here. There's a little tiny bit of cultivating that was missed there, but it's a bit late for that now. I'm not going to do that now. We might be able to get a slurry tanker and spread a little bit of slurry on the field next month after the first growth stage has come through. Can't do anything about the weeds, and we're not going to worry about doing anything about rolling. So that's kind of like the only options now that we've got for doing something. It might be worth a try. I'd rather like to do that. I think that could be an interesting option, actually. Now, where am I going to put this? Actually, that one can go over here. Before I unload that one, let's go over this side. Am I paying for this? No, I'm not. I got 584 litres of fuel in there. And now we refill at long last. There. Thirsty tractor. So we had 584 litres. So I think I bought 1,000 litres to start with. And boom. There we go. We got 337. So we had 250 litres of fuel there. If it's a 250 litre tank, I think we were just about running on fumes by the time we got back there. Let's lower that one down there and unhitch it. Alright. That's everything. You know what? I forgot to hose off the planter. You know, that's fine. I'll leave that one. I'll go over here. We'll get the pressure washer on. And we'll just clean this one off. And then we go to bed and we start a new season. There's nothing else that we want to do. We've got the animals are fed, the crops are planted, everything else is done. Things are in the ground and growing, and there's literally nothing else now to do until we start some harvesting. The one thing that we do need to do is make sure we can buy a corn header for that combine, and that very much depend on what happens over the next couple of months. So first up, let's sleep the night. So our friend that we helped out, he is now getting back on his feet and he's repaying the money, 2,000 euros that we lent him. Which is rather good because we had some expenses go out overnight, and so we've now got 1,700 euros left. So the first thing that we're going to do is I've got a number of different options here. So I said sick animals, and we lose a percentage of our animals, as 10% of our animals will die. And we've got a sick worker, so we're going to use one hired help for the first month of the new season. Pressure washer breaks down, so you can't use it. Vehicle has a minor breakdown, which means that we've got to take it to the shop, the shed here, and repair it to full before we can use it again. There was the major vehicle breakdown, which means that we have to sell that item and then buy it back. But a lot of you don't like the idea of me having so many harsh penalties, so I'm scrapping that one. I'm just having a minor breakdown. Loan money, we've already done. Well, see, I don't know about the vehicle major breakdown. Maybe we'll just exclude the two tractors and the combine from that. We'll see. It might not come up. Some positive ones. We got our friend loans us 5,000 euros, and also we win the lottery, and we get 1,000 for a roll of a D12. So I'm just going to roll on this. 6, 7, 8. Right, we've got 8 options, so 10, which is option number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had that last time. Right. No repeats. I'm not loaning money to my friend again for the second quarter running. Some of my friends need to exercise a little bit of financial responsibility. And I got a 1. Ah! I want some money coming in. I wanted to win the lottery, or even the loan. It would have been fine. Those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So anything from a 13 to a 16 would have been great. Those would have been the best options for us. But I got a 1. So that's the sick animals, which means that we have to lose 10% of our animals. Before that happens, let's go and have a look at what. Well, it's actually 10% plus a D20. A D20 over 100. Oh, that's for another percentage, I think. I don't know what I was doing there. Wait, what? That says 399 out of 250 animals. Oh, that's because they haven't changed the numbers on some of it. There's some broken things on here. Right, and I want to go there, and then I want to have a look. Okay, so pigs, we've got 329 and 283 in here, so they might be doing all right. The chickens are now doing quite well. We've got 99 chickens at 1 month old, and then we've got several adult chickens. They got 1,670 litres of food. They seem to be doing reasonably well. So first up, I got to decide, is it the chickens or the pigs that we lose anything on? So I will just roll a dice on that for, okay, that's actually going to be the pigs, not the chickens. So we have to lose a minimum of 10%, and then, what did I say? I want a D20. That's 4, so I got another 4%. Something like that. Oh, no. 20 times 100. Times 100. Divided. You know, I don't know. I can't read my own code. I put some code there to decide. I think it's another 4%. I think I'm supposed to lose 14% of my animals here. But, fortunately, some of our animals are actually ready to sell. So they cost us 200 a pop when we buy them. And when they were 283, we were selling them at 239. I didn't think it was really worth it. We're not making a lot of profit on that. The 329 ones there, 282 now. We got 9 of each of these. Regardless of how many it says that I'm supposed to sell, I'm just going to sell the 9 doing the best. So I'm going to go here. And I'm going to sell these 9. So that's going to get us 2,500 euros. which isn't too bad. I mean, yes, there's probably room for improvement there. Wait a minute. Yeah, they're only 5 months old. Yeah, sure, there is room for improvement on that, but I feel that that's probably okay. So then we go here to these Berkshire ones, and it's 2070. So if I buy in some more, we're still up on our money when it comes to the pigs. Buy in. Yeah. Right, so now I've got 2,200 euros, and I've got some... Oh, I didn't want to buy Berkshires. I was supposed to be buying the Bentheim Black Pied. Oh well. It's a bit late now. I've already gone and done it. So we've got the Berkshire and the Bentheim, and we just kind of need to let them build up again. I've got 2,200 there. We're doing just fine with everything in here. We've got a few eggs there that are ready to move. Let me just move one pallet back out of the way. Like that. I have 1,670 litres of food. Now, this is going to be the biggest problem, is keeping the chickens supplied with food while we do other things. So I've got canola over here. Looking pretty good. In the field there. Nice flowers. I like the canola flowers. I do. I like seeing the fields of like... Near where I live, you look out the window and look across the hills, you can see the bright yellow fields of the oilseed rape growing, and it looks fantastic. I really love it. It's really good for bees as well. Bees love it. They go nuts for it. And then we've also got our field of barley growing over here. We've got a lot of weeds growing in these fields, but they're fine. There. That's 75% yield bonus on that one. And then we got the corn starting to come through up there. Now, the other thing that I said about was possibly getting something to spread slurry with over here. We don't actually have any kind of slurry store on this small pasture here, so that's not going to be an option. We would need to get a bigger pen or just a slurry store of some kind that attaches to this one. So at the moment, that's not an option. That'll be for when we can upgrade everything. There's nothing else I can do there. There's nothing else I can do up in this field up here. That's it, really. Like, we don't have any more choices. We had some potentially sick animals that we then had to go and do something with. But besides that, there's not a lot else. And... well, I'm just kind of waiting now. Like, the chickens here... See, I've got 2,200 euros. I could go and make a vegetable garden, but I'm not sure what has to go into it. And that's 2,000 euros to make that one. You know, I'm just going to speed things up a little bit here. Let's go to like a 240 times speed. I've got... The chickens are here. They've got some food, but that food is disappearing fast. So if I was to go and buy a vegetable garden, I'm not going to be able to afford to feed chickens. So that's not really an option, is it? So that means that the only option that we do have is to take the money that we've got right now and try and go and get some chicken food. And chicken food costs how much? I can't remember now. Big bags. 1,400 a bag. There was a cheaper option, 1,250. I can only buy one bag, which is not very much at all, which is also a problem. I do have some eggs. We have got eggs down there, so if I go and get the trailer here, we'll run till the end of the day. The prices at the moment are probably as low as they're ever going to get, just to make life more difficult for us. Right, well, they're dropping, but they're not stupid low. They get lower in August. So we're all right for... you can see them plummeting downwards, but... I need more eggs. I have to get the more eggs. Let's hit you on, and we'll run out the front. At least I've got fuel in the tractor. That's a step in the right direction. That's a positive thing. We've got some positives here. We've got fuel in the tractor. I feel that this is something that we can be proud of. Down there. Try not to jackknife that one around too much. 1,100 litres of food. Stuff on the fence there. And how quickly are you going to produce more eggs? Not quickly enough, I don't think. Let's take it through. I'll run it through until 5, although the speed this price is coming down is not good. Oh, well, actually, it's kind of paused now for a bit. Still, yeah. 1367. Run it through until 5 because that's going to let that pallet build up a little bit more. Pallet there, 770 pieces of eggs. 862. Alright, that'll do quite nicely there. And that's going to get us 1365. So that's going to be 2 lots. We should be able to end up, after we sell these 2 pallets here, we should end up with enough money to get at least 2 bags of chicken feed. And we've got 921 at the moment. So there'll be another 2,000 litres. It's not so bad, is it? I want Euro pallet. No. Euro pallet. There we go. And right. Oop, there we go. Nabbed it. And off we go. Nice little jaunt up to the shop. Take this one. Go whizzing past the medieval granary that we've got here. Slowly does it down over there, or we'll break the eggs. And slowly does it down here, because it's a little bit steep going down onto the bridge bit. And you know, we don't actually need to have those gates open now. So let's try closing them. There. Beautifully done. Like poetry in motion, it was. And let's go rushing out onto the road without checking for any oncoming traffic, because that's the safest and most sensible way of piling out onto a road. Obviously, that's just how you do it. I'm going to go the long way. We always go up our little short way up through there, but I mean, this tractor is not the strongest tractor, and it does slow down quite a bit on the hill. So if we go the long way around, we'll see if it makes much difference. It'd be better if we had 2 people here. We could sort of split up at this point. We would need to have like exactly the same load, that kind of thing, and just see the time difference it takes. Because I'm doing 41k now, which is maximum speed that the tractor can do. Whoever goes up the other hill is obviously going to be going a little bit slower. But I've got this bit of hill to deal with here, and this is the bit that slows us down. But not too bad. It's actually pretty good. And he comes on round again. I'm not sure. If we had a stronger tractor, we'd be able to zip up that path there, the shortcut path, without any trouble at all. It's then getting... Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.